With the introduction of his new hit TV show, Daredevil has become one of the most recognizable superheroes with a disability. His character is portrayed as blind, but would having his sight really make Daredevil a significantly different superhero? In this first image, we see Daredevil as his day-to-day self, Matthew Murdock. Murdock is adjusting the tie of his suit and is wearing the dark glasses typically associated with the blind community. But these glasses are an unnecessary part of Murdock's attire. They do not act to shield his eyes from bright light or protect his face from obstacles. These glasses, like the White King we can see in this next image, are merely a part of Daredevil's disguise. They are props for his character of Matthew Murdock, Blind Man. The cane and glasses serve no purpose and, in fact, Murdock can often be seen throwing them into the garbage while transforming into Daredevil. In this way, blindness is portrayed as an accessory to Daredevil, a costume that is donned to keep others from becoming suspicious of his true identity. This next image shows Daredevil in full costume, only his mouth is uncovered and York is in the background. At this point, a clear juxtaposition between disabled and superhero has been established. Matthew Murdock may be legally blind, but Daredevil doesn't need his sight because his abilities completely compensate for his lack of vision. His superpowers negate almost everything that the able-bodied fear about blindness. He's completely independent, he's able to navigate the physical world freely and unencumbered. In the comics, he can even drive, although poorly. Blindness also poses no social problems for Murdock. Only occasionally is he portrayed as being the recipient of pity, and much more often we see his blindness as a way for him to charm women and his clients. His attractive secretary even seems to have some kind of fetish for blindness. At one point, she has a romantic interest pretend to be blind and touch her face. On another note, Murdock can even read the ink off of a page through touch, which allows him to function freely without the need for Braille. Murdock is handsome, successful, popular with women, and completely independent, but he fails to represent many of the challenges members of the blind community actually face. I realize that because of his superpowers, Matthew Murdock is the embodiment of Eli Clare's supercrip. His powers have essentially transformed his blindness into a non-factor in his life as an average person and especially as a superhero. The able-bodied admire him and are inspired by him because he has done so much in spite of being blind. But, in reality, the life of Matthew Murdock is very different from the real experience of blindness. For Murdock, blindness is an accessory, an unnecessary quality that very rarely impacts his character as a person or as a superhero. If Matthew Murdock were sighted, he wouldn't be a drastically different character, but he would certainly be much less interesting and inspiring for the able-bodied viewers.